Have you ever noticed that sometimes they just get comfortable? They just start to get a little bit too comfortable. And you started noticing stuff that you didn't notice before. That's when you got to really find out, is this the relationship I'm gonna stay in or not?
Now, first of all, I'm really shocked because, mind you, I'm not there. We haven't called each other husband and wife in a long time. I'm like, what is going on right
keep
now?
my wife's name
out of your mouth.
But at the end of the day, I lost it, you know? And I guess what I would say, you just never know what somebody's going through.
Man, have you guys been following what's been going on with Jada Pinkett Smith lately? I mean, she's been on a whirlwind of book publicity for Memori, and it seems like she's been dropping some pretty personal bombs about her married life with Will Smith. It's like, whoa, TMI, Jada. So here's the deal, folks. Jada's been sharing some incredibly personal and, let's be honest, kind of embarrassing stuff about her marriage with Will during her book tour. And every time she opens her mouth about their past, you can't help but cringe a little for Big Willie. I mean, we've seen their ups and downs over the years, but this is next level. And guess what? Steve Harvey, the man with the epic mustache and the wisdom to match, decided he couldn't just sit back and let this slide. He called out Jada Smith after yet another round of embarrassing revelations. Steve was like, "Come on, Jada, can't we keep some things behind closed doors?" And people agree with him. One person wrote online, "Notice Will never had the urge to do interviews or write books or expose their relationship. It's always Jada. That's someone that loves you? Imagine you publicly embarrass yourself desperately trying to defend your love, and even after that, she still makes you look stupid." Another added, "Dear ladies, no matter how difficult the relationship is, never embarrass your children's father like the way Jada does to Will." I totally get where Steve and the others are coming from. It's one thing to be open and honest, but there's a line between sharing and oversharing. It's like a never-ending soap opera, and poor Will is caught up in the middle of it. You can't help but feel bad for the guy. Jada Pinkett Smith dropped a bombshell about her marriage with Will Smith, and it's got people talking. Apparently, they've been living completely separate lives since 2016. That's a long time to be going solo within a marriage, right? In a clip from an upcoming NBC News special with Hoda Kotb, Jada spilled the beans about why they've kept this separation hush-hush.
I think just not being ready yet. Still trying to figure out between the two of us.
It's a tricky situation when you're in the spotlight like they are. It's worth mentioning that they're technically still married, so there's no official divorce on the table. But dang, that's a lot of years to be doing your own thing, while technically being together. Their relationship has been in the public eye for a while now. You might remember the whole August Alsina situation in 2020, where he spilled the beans about his romantic involvement with Jada. She later referred to it as an entanglement. Now that's a euphemism, right? It all happened during a difficult time for the power couple. And let's not forget the Oscars slap heard round the world. Will Smith literally stormed the stage and slapped Chris Rock after a joke about Jada's hair. She has alopecia, which causes hair loss. And that joke apparently crossed the line for Will. The whole world watched in shock as it unfolded on live television. So all of that was pretty embarrassing on its own. But Jada didn't stop there. Jada Pinkett Smith just spilled some more tea in a recent interview with People, and it's shedding even more light on her complicated relationship with Will. She confessed that when Will slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars, just like the rest of us, she initially thought it was some kind of comedy skit. Can you imagine that? I mean, what are the odds of thinking your husband just engaged in a fake slap on live TV? She said,
"I thought it was a skit. There's no way that Will hit him, right?" And it wasn't until Will started to walk back to the chair to his chair that I even realized that it wasn't a skit.
Someone on Twitter said, "Jada Pinkett embarrasses Will Smith every other week and Will just puts on a brave face." In the same interview, she got real about the cracks in their marriage. She admitted that things started falling apart in 2016 due to a lot of things. It seems like they both had their own ideas of what the other should be, and it left them both feeling exhausted and stuck in a fantasy. She said,
I think by the time we got to 2016, we were just exhausted with trying. I think we were both kind of still stuck in our fantasy of what we thought the other person should be.
But here's the kicker. She made a promise to herself that she and Will would never divorce. and she's been holding on to that promise. That's some serious commitment, especially given all the ups and downs they've been through. Seems like her forthcoming memoir, Worthy, is going to be a must-read. It's not every day you get such a raw and unfiltered look into the life of a Hollywood power couple. This roller coaster of a marriage and the candid revelations about it just keep coming, don't they? And then when we thought, okay, that's it. She's gonna stop now, right? Well, no. Jada had other plans. Jada Pinkett Smith's life story is like a roller coaster ride, and she's been pretty open about her past in her interviews. In this latest revelation, she talked about her teenage years growing up in Baltimore, where she was involved in dealing drugs at the young age of 14, while also attending the Baltimore School for the Arts. That's a lot to take in for anyone, and it just goes to show that people can have complex and multifaceted lives. She mentioned how she had to navigate multiple worlds simultaneously, and that's something she learned from her grandmother. It's clear that her early experiences shaped her into the person she is today. What really caught people's attention in this interview was her reminiscing about her relationship with Tupac Shakur. She met him in school, and their connection was quite special. The way she described him as charismatic and having a beautiful smile painted a vivid picture of their connection. It's obvious that they had a unique bond, and she shared a rather intimate anecdote about a kiss they once shared on her back porch. Now, while it's a part of her past and her life story, it could indeed be a little embarrassing for Will Smith, her husband. And when she did talk about Will, it was nowhere as wholesome as she did about Tupac. I mean, listen to how she described her first impression of Will Smith. She said, I was like, okay, he's hanging out here, fishing, you know what I mean? Seeing all the pretty girls coming out of the audition room. And I was like, don't talk to me unless you're trying to get me a role. One person tweeted, Jada Pinkett just embarrassed Will any chance she gets. I can't think of a reason for my life. Jada Pinkett Smith's take on the whole Oscars slap incident is indeed quite something. She mentioned that she wasn't even there, which added to the shock of the moment, and the revelation that they hadn't referred to each other as husband and wife in a long time is a significant insight into the state of their relationship. It's clear that their marriage has been going through some major changes. People's reactions to her husband's actions at the Oscars were indeed mixed. Some supported him for standing up for his wife, while others criticized him for his response. Will Smith faced a lot of backlash, got banned from the Oscars for a period, and even went through a difficult time himself, including battling depression. And instead of being thankful to her husband or appreciating what he did for her, all she had to say was that they hadn't called each other husband and wife in a long time. What's even more insulting is that Jada says she's happy after sharing all of that. It's quite a revelation that Jada Pinkett Smith has been separated from Will Smith for 7 years. She seems to be feeling a sense of freedom in sharing this information with the world. In her own words, it's a weight off her shoulders. The Oscars slap incident appears to have played a significant role in bringing her and Will closer together. Sometimes, intense moments can be a catalyst for change and deeper understanding in a relationship. It's clear that they've worked through their issues and arrived at a more positive and beautiful place in their marriage. Jada's new memoir, Worthy, must provide a fascinating and candid look into her life and her journey, and it's likely to resonate with many who have faced challenges in their own relationships. Jada Pinkett Smith's openness in her new memoir is truly shedding light on her relationship with Will Smith. She acknowledges that they had different aspirations when it came to their careers, and that caused some friction. It's common for couples to have their own individual dreams and goals, and navigating those differences can be challenging. She also faced the dilemma of how revealing intimate details to the world would affect their family. But, as she rightly pointed out, it's her story to tell, and she wanted to share her perspective. She emphasized her individuality as Jada Pinkett before becoming Jada Pinkett Smith. People obviously didn't like what Jada has been doing these couple of years. One person wrote, Jada Smith literally publicly embarrasses Will at any possible moment. She's literally mentally abusive. Another added, I think it's Jada's goal to embarrass Will Smith for eternity, LOL. Many people shared their sentiments. One person on Twitter said, Jada hates Will and you cannot convince me otherwise. That lady will grab any chance to embarrass Will with both hands. So what do you think? Comment down below and let us know. If you liked this video, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be the first to see my next video. I post updates like this every week where I uncover the secrets of your favorite celebrities. And if you want more details, check out this video where Denzel Washington confronts Jada Pinkett Smith for ruining Will Smith's reputation.